Hi everybody, it's Dan here from ROGERStv, and today we're going to be taking you along for the ride for a behind-the-scenes look at how we produce a live ECHL hockey game. Tonight, we've got the Newfoundland Growlers and the Maine Mariners facing off down at the Mary Brown Center. It's going to be a great game. The guys are on a bit of a winning streak, so yeah, we're excited to see that. Our host currently isn't here just yet. Nobody's here actually right now. I'm a little early. I'm just in here prepping the equipment. We got to make sure that our lighting grid is set up properly. We're going to have to head down to the stadium, make sure all of our equipment is working properly down there, make sure all the feeds back to the studio are working properly. We're going to have to take a look and make sure that everything is working okay in the studio. Just before everybody gets in and kind of assumes their position, I like to get in and make sure that everything is working properly so there's no surprises when game time, when the puck gets dropped. So yeah, we'll head into the studio there now and make sure that everything's working properly and up and running in there. Let's go, have a look. So here we are on the way to the studio, and before I head to the studio to make sure everything's ready in there, we got to check one quick thing in Master Control. Here's Master Control. We're just going to take a quick look at our automation system, which we call Maestro Vision. This is where all the shows get played out. We can program this this piece of machinery to play out for a number of days. As you can see right here, we're actually we're good to go until about the 15th of this month. It's currently the 12th. So let's just take a quick look over here. We're going to scroll down. And there's our hockey game right there. This is an other event, otherwise known as a live event. And it's on the 12th at 1900 for 3 hours, and it's going to come out at 21:59:59. Looks good to me. Switch 7 is our studio. These are the various switches. Maestro Vision can accept a bunch of different switches. We can route anything we want. We can route our DeGiro feed. We can route our live cams. We can route our studio feeds. Maestro Vision is, of course, our automation system. That's routable too. We have quite a number of different routable signals that can be outputted to the channel. So as you can see here, here's our studio feed right now. This is currently just displaying a wide shot of the stadium. So we know we're receiving at least camera 1. We're gonna do a little more checking on that before we get the guys, the volunteers in here and get ready for puck drop. But yeah, this looks good to me. It looks like we're set up for the right time and the right switch. Everything looks good. It's counting down. It's playing properly. Everything looks okay. So let's head over to the studio now and make sure we've got everything set up over there okay. So this is our studio, and this is where all the magic happens. This is where we all come together and we create magic. We make the live event, all the camera feeds come in here. It all gets mixed on our switcher over here and combined with graphics, replay, and audio. And all of those things come together to create the show that you see on air. So quickly, we'll just go through all the different positions that we have here. This is where our replay operator extraordinaire Davey Simmons sits. He has full control over the 4 camera feeds that we have coming in. So we have 2 camera feeds up top in the media box, and we have 2 camera feeds down ice level in the corners, and those are great for picking up big saves and face-offs and that kind of thing. So that's where Davey sits. He's a master. He's been at this for many years. He knows this stuff. You'll see a little bit later. Hopefully we'll get a couple of cool recordings of him in action and all of us in action as the game goes on. This is where I sit. This is the main director's chair and switcher's chair. These are our preview and program feeds. This is where all the stuff comes in, and we switch our cameras, our replay system, our VTRs, all of our CG effects, everything like that. All that goes on air from here. So I control all of that tonight. This is our Avid editing system. It's not doing anything right now. We're not currently editing anything at the moment. But this is where we sit and do all of our Avid work. This is the VTR system, so we just play back on SSDs. So we record all of our content, all of our our interviews and our bumpers and some of our graphics and things like that. They all go on these SSD cards, and yeah, they just plug in they're all hot swappable. You just plug them in here and hit play, and you get, there you go. This one doesn't seem to have a whole lot on it. It's got an old fog episode on it. There you go. I guess we were doing some out of the fog from the vault stuff at some point. But yeah, that's basically how that works. It's really neat because it's really quick. You don't have to use the old tape formats, and I know that goes way back, but I'm an old guy, so we used to use tape formats for these VTRs, and that's why we still call them VTRs. Actually, we used to call video tape recorders VTR, but we don't use tape anymore. But the name is still there. We still use the name. And you know, we know what we're talking about when we talk about using VTR 1, 2, 3. You know, that's still the norm for us here at ROGERStv, and I guess maybe in other production facilities as well. I'm not quite sure. This is our graphics setup right here. This is the expression system. This is currently set up with another third-party piece of software called Stripe. Stripe is gives us all the graphics that we use for hockey integration and sports integration. So it integrates really well with the OES clock. We have data tie lines down at the stadium that send the data back, so we know exactly what the score is, what the time is on the game clock, if the penalties are, what the shots are, all that stuff. All that data is transmitted back to the station over a data connection, and it makes it here to the expression system. And this is where our longtime volunteer, Mr. Skiffington, does all of the graphics. He's also you know, he knows what he's doing. He's been around for quite some time. And yeah, he's a master at what he does. You know, you don't got to tell him to do much. He knows exactly what needs to be done. And over here, we've got our audio board. Mr. Wiggert will be sitting on the audio board. He is also a very, very experienced gentleman. He's been doing this for quite some time, and he knows exactly what he's doing. We don't have to tell him much either, and it's great. We really appreciate all of our volunteers, of course. I don't mean to leave anybody out, but we're very reliant on our volunteers, and we're very appreciative of what they do. So this is where he sits, and you can see he's got his own method of doing things. We've got our ice mics, or our ambient audio that comes in off of the ice mics. We've got our play-by-play, so Chris Ballard and Kellyanne, or whoever's down there, play-by-play comes in there. Ice mics, we've got replay, we've got VTR audio from the VTRs that we showed you over there earlier. So all that stuff comes in over here, and Wiggert mixes it, and he makes sure that the levels are right, and the EQ is right, and all that stuff. He's also got a program monitor here, so he knows what we're putting to air and how the show looks from there. So yeah, there's a lot going on. These are our mic systems actually for FOG and for our studio microphones. So Bill, I think, is going to be with us tonight. Bill Hart, he's going to be doing some hosting for us over there tonight on the host desk. So his audio will come in from over here, and that of course gets patched in on the audio board. Comes in, I think, on a different bus. Yeah, right here. That's on our host there, our host desk. So yeah, that's how that works. Interesting, hey? Yeah. This is our equipment room over here. This is where all the fun happens. This is where myself and Larry make sure that the show is, you know, and all of our content that we produce and create. You know, this is where this is the brain of the building. This is where we know, you know, we've got different patch bays here. We can patch all of our different feeds to or from where we need to patch them from. This is our studio patch bay. This is where we get to patch all of our studio feeds in and out. It's kind of a, you know, it's a little more than what this video I'm ready to dive into here today. But it gives you a cool idea, a cool little look at behind the scenes, at, you know, all the interesting equipment that we get to use here at ROGERStv. We might spend a little bit more time back there on another video, or maybe later in this video. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's there's a lot of moving pieces back there, and even myself, when I first started here at ROGERStv, didn't have a whole lot of knowledge as to what went on back there. But throughout the years of having to troubleshoot different problems and having to work with volunteers and engineers and technical coordinators and all that stuff, yeah, I've become a little more accustomed to the equipment back there, and it's yeah, it's like anything. It's like riding a bike, you know. Once you learn how to do it, it's no big deal, right? So yeah, these are our multi-viewers up here. This gives us feeds of everything that we have at our disposal for the game. So right now you can see we've got up here, we've got camera 1, 2, 3, and 4 over in this corner, and these cameras over here are actually studio cameras, and they're operated by this robot joystick here. So I don't know if you can see, but I think where are we on? Yeah, we're on cam 2 there. Now I'll just pop up cam 2 for you on the program. Oh, sorry, wrong cam 2. Studio cam 2. There we go. So there you go. There's camera 2. That's our host desk, and we can manipulate the zoom and the pan and tilt and all that stuff from this location as well. So that's something I do as well while I'm directing the game. Let's just set that back up. There you go. like that, and then your graphics key, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a scoreboard up top there on the program monitor, and all we got to do is it can be manipulated from the expression side of things as well, but we can just hit key cut right there, and that'll take the graphic off air, and that's basically how we put our graphics on and off. Now that's kind of actually that's not a great that's not a great example, because it's a lot nicer when we do it from over here. As you can see, there's this animate off button, and there you go. That's a lot nicer, hey, a lot cleaner. There you go. See, you can see right here, this is where this is our CG display here, and you can see it animates in and out really nicely. Yeah, really smooth. I like it a lot. Great system. Stripe does a lot of good stuff. We're really happy with the Stripe system. So that's a quick little tour of the studio. We're going to have a lot of people over here soon. We're going to have everybody filling their positions, and we're going to have all cylinders firing quite quickly. So I'm going to head down to the stadium and make sure that all of our cameras are set up properly, make sure that the comms are working properly, head up to the media box and make sure everything's okay up there. Just do a couple of quick checks just to put my mind at ease, make sure everything's working. Because we are in a different location, Mile 1 is actually, I don't know, probably we'll call it 5-10 kilometers away from where we actually put the show together. The station we used to put the show together in the building in Mile 1, but we don't do that anymore. We actually send all the camera feeds and audio feeds and everything come back over IP, and they get sorted and mixed and sent back out to our transmitter here at the station, which is a little bit different, but it's a really great way to do it. It keeps us, it keeps all the equipment that we have available at our disposal here in the studio. We get to use that on a daily basis for the hockey games as well. So that really opens up a lot of different possibilities that we get to manipulate, better graphics and better replay and better sound. And yeah, so we prefer to do it this way. It's really clean. And but the downside of that is, of course, you need to, you do need to go to the stadium and make sure that all your equipment is working at the stadium before you start the game. We don't have a PA down there. We've got 4 great camera operators who are down there, very experienced camera operators, and they know what they're doing. But yeah, it's good to have the director or somebody with some technical knowledge to go down there and make sure that everything is working before the game starts, so we don't have any no surprises. We don't like any surprises when the referee goes to drop the puck at game time. So yeah, let's head down to the stadium and make sure that everything is working down there. So here we are, Mile 1 Center. They're clearing the ice. They're getting ready for the big game tonight. We're going to check some cameras and make sure everything's working for our big game. Stick around. We got to check our first camera, camera position number 3. Camera 3 is right here. We got no monopod. Yes, we do. Monopod's right here. So we're going to get that set up for him. Check the comms. We should be good to go. Okay, that's good for camera 3. Let's go check camera 4. Camera 4 is looking good. Let's have a look here really quick. Yeah, we're good. Cables are solid. Comms are good. Monopod is good. I'll let Tom take care of that. So with that, let's head up to the press box level and make sure that cameras 1 and 2 are functioning properly. Here we are, press box level. Check that out. Cool view, hey? Yeah, so we're gonna go check out number 1 and 2. So here we are in the press box level. Let's just flick on the lights here and get a better idea of what this looks like. Here we go, camera 2 right there. And camera 1 right there. Looks good. We got a feed. Zoom controller's working fine. Focus is working good. Comms are good. Oh, we got Growlers comms on here. So we're going to have to check that. Check. Good. Check. Set that wide. We'll set that tight. Okay, that's it. All the cameras are checked. Everything looks good to me, so it's back to the station to make sure that we're all solid inside. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. This is the opener, Steve. 2, 1. Open it in. The bill in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To Bill.
Good evening, hockey fans, Newfoundland and Labrador. I am Bill Hart, your host this evening. A couple days away from Valentine's Day, and if you're feeling the heat, it's not because somebody you know is stoking the fires of love. It's because the Newfoundland Growlers are hot. Wednesday night, beating Maine 6-0, winning last night 6-1. Orenson Tazo, 2 goals. He now leads the team with 15. What a difference this team is compared to last.
Laid away to center right. Newell runs after that one and came up empty-handed as Horvath touches it back toward the middle, and the Mariners are called for an offside with 14 minutes and 19 seconds left in the opening period. Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on the call of tonight's game, and it's off to a hot start, 1-0 Growlers.
It sure is, and we put Mia there doing a great job, even though the breakaway had happened. Petrozelli doing exactly what he does, shutting that down, but we're supposed to be close behind to pick up that rebound opportunity quickly.
We're in the game.
Out of the front of the net.
Jeremy McKenna, the goal scorer tonight for Newfoundland, wins the draw. Gordy Green through the middle finds Hoffenmeyer. He turns on the Jets along the right wing, rolls a pass behind the net. Trying to come away with it is Ryan Chizowski. Had it stolen away, and a backhand clearing attempt is pushed out to center. Over the stick flip. Riley McCord thought he had it. Now instead it's a 2-on-1 for the Mariners. Oh, look at the glove hand of Keith Petrozelli, making it look easy with just under 14 minutes to go in the first, and we will take a short break. 1-0 Newfoundland, thanks to the Summerside Sniper.
The Summerside Sniper, Chris Ballard. He knows those nicknames. He hasn't given me one yet. Nothing that I like, anyway. Well, the Growlers are off to a quick start. Didn't take long to get on that board. 34 seconds in. McKenna with his 6th goal of the season. Growlers are up 1-0. We were talking about how the offense is on fire. Winning last night 6-1 and 6-0 on Wednesday. Of course, though, Keith Petrozelli in net for those 2 games and in goal again tonight. Only giving up 1 goal in the last 2 games. So the Growlers definitely firing on all cylinders this evening, and they still have another game to play against the Maine Mariners tomorrow, and it's good to have the fans back at the Mary Brown Center as well. Not a full capacity yet, but we're hoping eventually.
So the game is over. I'm sorry, I don't know what I captured there. It got a little exciting. Not sure what the old 360 camera captured during all of that, but it was a great game. The Growlers won 4-1, as you can see there. Everybody did a great job. I'm really happy with everybody's performance. Everyone from Bill Hart, our host, to all of our control room operators, to the people down at the stadium. I think everyone did a great job. Can't wait for the next one. It's going to be great. So yeah, thanks a million for coming along for the ride. Hopefully it was interesting for you. I'm not sure if I captured enough to make it interesting, because you know, trying to do these things as you're trying to create a television show sometimes doesn't go as planned. But thanks anyways for sticking around and hanging in there with me. I think it was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do this again. Catch you next time.